Okay, so Tom Homan one-upped JD Vance's reply, which, as you know by this point, is how to say no to someone, which, if you recall from the interview with Margaret Brennan, is I don't really care, Margaret. I don't want this person in my country, and I think the American people agree with me. Tom Homan, in interview, said when met with the claim from the media that, oh, the deportation flights for all the illegal immigrants, which they will call undocumented migrant families, they always got to reframe it, right? The manipulative language. They have to like make you feel bad that they're families, that they're workers, and that they're merely undocumented and they're migrants, kind of like a refugee type situation, which is in the word cloud of migrant, which is how the media manipulates. They will throw out a word that has it's in linguistic anchor, meaning it's dense with meaning it has a word cloud of other positive touchy feelies. Undocumented is like, oh no, we just forgot to write them down. Migrant, oh, you're like they're kind of like they're migrating, because they could be refugees seeking a better life, and Statue of Liberty. Give me you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry. And then of course, families is like, oh, little kids, like it's just so sad. Like talk to a liberal woman, and this is exactly what she thinks. She literally thinks that pregnant women with a couple of toddlers are sneaking across the border, and that her husband, who of course she's married to, is carrying all of their stuff, and they're just trying to find a better life. Like this is what they actually believe, for real. So they have a maternal instinct for these people when that's not exactly what's happening at all, and they think they're all from Mexico, which is also not what's happening at all. Their story is like 20 years outdated, but it works to manipulate liberal women to vote for Democrats every single time. So they're going to keep doing it. Now, what did Tom Homan say? He said, that's a load of crap. So he said no. So this is a little formula, the Tom Homan manipulation counter formula. He said, that's a load of crap. So he said no forcefully. It was a forceful no. And he said, we're going to enforce the law and we're not going to apologize for it. Okay, so let's break this down. He said a forceful no, followed by, here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I'm not going to do while doing that. That is the Tom Homan manipulation resistance formula. One more time. Forceful no, plus here's what I'm going to do, plus here's what I'm not going to do while doing that. The conversation is over. That's power. That's frame. That is exciting, as you can tell from how energized I am from this. You can just do things. You can just tell women no. Now, when I say women, I don't literally mean every single last woman for all time and everything she ever asks you. What I mean is liberal females and effeminate males. So women, when I use that generalization, I will say again, refers to both females and males. Notice a little bit of the difference, a little bit of the, and you want to have both of them, a little bit of the difference from what JD Vance said. He didn't say no, he said, I don't really care. I don't want this, and most people agree with me. No, I don't really care about your emotional gaslighting and manipulation and trying to make me feel bad. I don't really care. Addressing him by their name, which is another way of saying, I don't really care what you think, Margaret. I don't really care how you feel. I don't really care how you're trying to make me feel. I don't really care. Slightly different formula. Although Tom Homan is excellent. Excellent. So I want you to understand that you can use both of these at any time when talking to someone who's trying to manipulate you. In person, in business, in any kind of relationship. I don't really care. Because what are they going to do? Say something else that tries to make you care? They didn't really care. It's a way of, imagine a bathtub, and you're reaching into the bathtub and you're pulling up the drain. You're just reaching out. I don't really care. And you can hear it all go down the drain. They're trying to fill you up. Remember the emotional flooding technique I've talked about on this channel? They're engaging in the emotional flooding technique. So you simply reach in and pull it out. And what are they going to do? It's going all down the drain. All the emotional flooding technique is just going down the drain. And that's what I want you to imagine. And when you're using that technique. So when you feel like you're being emotionally flooded via that form of manipulation, you want to use the JD Vance technique. I don't really care. I don't want that. And most people in this conversation agree with me. I think most people do. So you can say, so he didn't even say most people do. He just said, I think most people agree with me. I think that was clever because, well, only 49.9% of, I don't really care. So he's not making the assertion of truth. He's giving an opinion, which is a clever way to prevent yourself from being attacked. Is couching your statement with belief, and also the adverb makes it even more passive. I don't care. I don't really care. Like, it's not even how much he doesn't care. I don't really care. It's kind of like that. Apathy, whatever. That's the drain pull of the emotional flooding technique. It's fantastic. Now, Tom Homan's is when someone is charging at you. They're assaulting you emotionally. This is different from this flooding, right? So that the emotional flooding technique, you use the JD Vance pull the drain. The Tom Homan technique is for when someone is charging at you with hardcore accusation. That is an attack. That is an insult. That is a how dare you do this thing. So it's about you, the person. Versus JD Vance is, here's the thing I really want you to care about. Show me you're a good person. Prove you're a good person by really caring about this thing. And doing what I want you to do because I'm a woman and I'm liberal and liberal women, right? This is what they do, including men. Over here, you say, that's a load of crap. We're going to do this, and we're not going to do this while doing that. And that's like the end of it. That's the end of it. So different energies, different responses. Make sure you use these and then come back and tell me in the replies how it works.